Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve this question. Check if array is sorted and rotated. So given an array of n distinct integers, the task is to write a program to check if the array is sorted and rotated counterclockwise. A sorted array is not considered as sorted and rotated, that is, there should be at least one rotation. So what does it mean? We are given with an array of n distinct elements, okay? And we have to check if this array is sorted and rotated counterclockwise, okay? And there will be at least one rotation, okay? So let's say we have this example 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2, right? So if this would have been a non-rotated only sorted array, so it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So it is rotated 3 times. 5 have come here, so first rotation will be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then in the next rotation it would have been 4, 5, 1, 2 and 3, and the next rotation will be 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2, right? And they are same. So this array is rotated and before that it was sorted as well. So we have to check this. If the array is sorted and rotated, we have to return yes, otherwise we have to return no. Okay, so this array is sorted and rotated. Next is this array. As you can see, 5, 7, 9, 11 and 12. So this array is sorted and rotated because we have 5 here, then we have 7, 9, 11 and 12. Okay, this is sorted when we start from 5. This array is just sorted but not rotated, as you can see. So this array has 3, 4, 6, 1 and 2. Okay, if this would have been sorted, this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But as you can see, we have 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, 6, right? So if we start from 1, the minimum element, then it should be 2, it should be 3 here, right? If this would have been sorted, but 3 is on the first position. So this is not a sorted and rotated array. So I think you have got the question. Now let's see different approaches to solve it. Now let's see the first approach to solve this question. So the first approach will be a linear search. So how will it work? If we find the minimum element in this array, so will that help? Let's see. So the minimum element in this array will be 1, right? So can we see around it how elements are behaving? Yes, we can. On the left side of the minimum element, the elements are decreasing, right? And on the right side, they are increasing. We have 1 then 2, and on the left side we have 5, 4, 3. See this in reference to 1. So on the left side they are decreasing, on the right side they are increasing. Or we can see it this way as well. If we see on the left part of the array, the elements are increasing when we see from starting to that element, right? And when we see from the minimum element to the next element, the elements are also increasing. So this is for sure that around minimum element, the elements will be increasing on the right side and also increasing in the left part of the array. Okay, if the array is rotated. But there is a catch in this. There should be one more condition that we have to check. This condition will not give us proper solution that if this array is rotated or not. So what is that? Let's say we have an array like 3, 4, 5, 1 and 6, right? So minimum element will be 1 only. So around the minimum element, the elements are increasing on the right side and also increasing from the starting to the minimum element, the elements are increasing on the left side also. Okay, but we cannot say this array is sorted and rotated, because if we write this array around 1, it will be 1, 6, 3, 4 and 5, which is not sorted, right? To check that if this array is sorted as well, we have to check one more condition, that is array of last element. Let's say this is ARR, so it will be array of n minus 1 should be less than array of 0. Why? Because let's say we have this example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's rotate it one time. It will be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, you can see the last element is always less than the first element, right? Then we again rotate it. It will be 5, 4, 5, 1, 2 and 3. In this case as well, last element will be less than the first element. Why is this happening? Because as you can see, this array is just rotated. So original array would have been this. Okay, starting from 1, this would have been 1, 6, 3, 4, 5. So we have to check that the consecutive elements, when we are rotating it, should be in the sorted order. So 6 should be less than 3, right? Because this is the array 1, 6, 3, 4, 5. So this should be always less than 3, because the array has to be sorted. Okay, as you can see here as well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 is less than 3, and you can see here as well, if we consider it in a circular manner, 1, 2, 3. So the next element after 2 should be greater than 2. But in this case, when we go from 1 to 3, right, 3 is less than 6. So this is not sorted. So for the rotation condition, we have on the right side element should be increasing, and also on the left side the element should be increasing. This is for the rotating part. And to be sure if the array is sorted as well, what we have to do, we have to check this condition, if array of n minus 1 should be less than array of 0. Okay, so now let's see the process. So this is the process that we have to follow. First we have to find the minimum element. Okay, so that will be 1 in this array. Then we will check the right and the left side of the minimum element, that means this and this. Okay, both should be increasing. So left side will be from 0 to 2 and right side will be from 3 to 4, including the minimum element. Okay, so these both should be increasing for the array to be rotated. Okay, and one more thing that we have to check for the sorting part, that if array of n minus 1 is less than array of 0, as we have discussed before as well, that array of n minus 1, that is last element, should be less than the first element. If this is also true, then we can say this array is sorted and rotated, right? This way we can solve this. Now let's see the time complexity for this approach. So it will be big O of n, because first we are finding the minimum element, it will take big O of n time, and to check the left and the right side of the minimum element, that if they are increasing, that will also take big O of n elements, big O of n time, and also to check this condition, it will take only big O of 1 time. So total time complexity will be big O of n plus big O of n plus big O of 1. So it will be big O of n only. Okay, because we are not using any extra space. Now let's see how we can solve this question with the help of binary search. Now let's see the binary search approach to solve this question. So let's say in this approach we have to find the maximum element, that will be our pivot element. Okay, so around pivot element, what will happen is, as you can see, if the element is the maximum element, on the right side of it the elements will be increasing. We have 1 and then 2, and on the left side of it the elements will be decreasing. If the array is sorted, and rotated, right? These conditions will definitely fulfill. How I can say that? Let's take an example. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the array, right? On the maximum element we have 5. So on the left side of it, everything is decreasing. Okay. When I rotate it, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the right side of it, everything is increasing. You can see that, right? Then again, if I rotate it, both conditions will hold. So 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So on the right side of it, everything is increasing, and left side of it, everything is decreasing. Then the next step will be this, and on the right side of it, everything should be increasing, and on the left side of it, everything should be decreasing in reference to 5, right? I am going backwards here, 5, 4, 3, and here I am going forward, 1, 2, right? So this condition should definitely hold if array is sorted and rotated. So now the main thing is how we can find the pivot, right? Using binary search. So if 5 is pivot, so now let's observe some conditions how we can say 5 is pivot. Okay. So let's see on the left side of the pivot, we have the element less than 5. Okay. And on the right side also, we have element less than 5. So we have found one of the conditions. That is, on the left side of the pivot, the element will be smaller always. On the right side also, it will be smaller always. So one of the conditions of the pivot is array of pivot minus 1, okay, should be less than array of pivot, and also one more condition, array of pivot plus 1, which is 1, should be less than array of pivot, right? Now if these two conditions are true, so in the binary search, why we are using binary search? So that on every search we can remove half of the part of the array and we can work on the other half. So how we can decide which part will never contain the pivot? Let's see. So let's say at certain point, we all know binary search, right? We take a start pointer, we take a end pointer, and here this pivot element that I am talking about is our mid element, right? Which we find by start plus end by 2. So let's say at certain point our mid is pointing to 4. Okay. So can we say 4 is pivot? So two conditions that we have seen is this and this. So let's see. So 3 is less than 4, but 5 is greater than 4. So this condition is not satisfied. So this cannot be pivot. Okay. So now I have to decide on which side I have to go. On the right side of the 4 or on the left side of the 4. Let's clean it a little bit and see. So this was just an assumption that mid is pointing to 4 to find how other conditions are working. So how can we decide we have to go left or right? So this can be decided with one thing that, so let's say our start is pointing at the first position. So we have to see wherever the start is pointing, that element if is less than the mid element. Okay, that means the array is increasing in this direction, right? We have 3, then we have 4. Okay, so this will indicate that the array is increasing on the left side. So if the array is increasing, that means the pivot is not on the left side, because there would have been 5 here if the pivot is on the left side. So that means the array is normally increasing. Let's take some other example. So at certain position, let's say our mid is pointing, start is pointing to 5. So in this case, what will happen is I will see our mid is less than start or not. If it is less than start, okay, that will mean that there is some that will mean that on the left side the array is not increasing as it should be. Okay, so we have to go left in this case, because on the left side there is some dispensary. That means there is some problem that the array is not increasing. That means the pivot should be on the left side only, not on the right side, right? But in the previous case that we have seen, when mid was pointing at 4 and start was pointing at 3, the array was increasing in this direction. So on the left side there must not have been the pivot, but this would have been on the right side. So two cases here: if array of start is less than array of mid, that will mean we have to go right. Okay, and other condition is if array of start is greater than array of mid, that will mean we have to go left. Okay, so first thing that we covered was that around the pivot element on the left side the array should be decreasing, on the right side the array should be increasing. Then we came here to find the pivot, and we came to some conditions that pivot has to follow. These were the first two conditions that we found out. These were that on the left side of the pivot element should be smaller, on the right side of the pivot element should be smaller. Okay, now we came to another thing, that when we have to take which part of the array, because in binary search we have to take one or the other part of the array around mid, right? So we came to this conclusion that if array of start is less than array of mid, we have to go right, otherwise we have to go left. Okay, I have explained this as well. So let's write it in a particular way and we will see. Now let's see the implementation of what we have learned before and we have seen before, that first of all, to find that array is sorted or rotated, we have to find the pivot element, and after finding the pivot element we have to perform some operations, that with the pivot element we have to go left and right, and we have to see if the array is decreasing on the left side and array is increasing on the right side. And if all these conditions are true, then the array is sorted and rotated. And what is pivot element? First thing, the maximum element in this array. Okay, so first of all, let's see how we can find pivot element with the help of binary search. So let's see this function, and we have our start and end. On the first and last position we have to find the mid now. So mid is equal to start plus end by 2, and we all know this by binary search. So 0 plus 4 by 2, which is equal to 2. So our mid is pointing to second position. Now we have to see some conditions, that if start is greater than end, we have to return -1. That means if start pointer crosses the end pointer, we have to return -1. That means there is no pivot element. And if start is equal to end, we have to return start. That means start, end, and mid all are pointing to the same element, and that will be our pivot element. So these are the two base conditions for this function. So let's see where our mid pointer is pointing. It is pointing to 4, and we have to check if this element is pivot element or not. So as we have discussed before as well, as we know the pivot element is maximum element. So if array is rotated and sorted, then our maximum element should be accompanied by a smaller element, right? So our pivot element will always have on the right side the smaller element than this, right? So these are the conditions that are written here, that if our mid element is a pivot element, then array of mid should be greater than array of mid plus 1, right? If this is array of mid, this is array of mid plus 1, so it should be greater. So let's check for 4. if array of mid plus 1, which is 5, is greater than or less than 4. It is greater than 4, so this is not a pivot element, right? Now let's check for mid minus 1, if mid minus 1 is pivot element or not. So for mid minus 1 to be pivot element, the same condition should be true, that array of mid, that means 4, should be less than array of mid minus 1, right? As it is written here. That means if this is a pivot element, so it should have on the right side a smaller element, as we have seen here. So 3 is not a pivot element here, because on the right side of it we have 4. So we have checked both for mid minus 1 and also for mid, right? So 4 is not our pivot element. So we have to go either on left or on right to evaluate where we have our pivot element. So we come to these conditions now. If array of start is greater than array of mid, that is, if 2 is greater than 4, then we have to go on the left. Otherwise, we have to go on the right. Why this is true? We have discussed before as well. If we have on the starting 2, right, and we have on the mid 4, that means the array is increasing in this direction. So let's say if there would have been 5 here, okay, if this element would have been greater than 4. So this is for sure that the pivot element is on the right, on the left side, because we have rotated counterclockwise, right? So let's take an example of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? After one rotation it will be 5, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then again after one rotation it will be 4, 5, 1, 2 and 3. You can check for any rotation. And if we find mid element, in this case we can see the start element, which is 1, is less than the mid element. That means the array is increasing properly here. Okay. Now I come in this rotation. If I check it with 5, so 5 is greater, right? So that means that array is not increasing here. There is some dispensary. That means there is some element which is greater than the mid element and which is creating a problem, or we can say that is our pivot element. Okay, because we want to find the maximum element. Once it is rotated, the elements on the left side, so once the array is rotated, the greater elements will come on the starting, right? So when the greater elements come on the starting, the pivot element will exist in the starting of the array. So now, as you can see, 4 is greater than 2. So on the left side, everything is increasing, and so we have to go right. Okay, and this is the condition here. Now our if will not work, we have to go to else. Okay, now our array will be same, and we have to call the same function. Our mid plus 1 will be 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3, and our end will be same, which is 4. And we have to call this function again. So now the condition is this: our start is pointing to 3 and our end is pointing to 4. This was 3, this was 4. Okay, now we will check this condition. If start is greater than end, no, start is less than end, so we will go forward. If start is equal to end, no, it is not. Now we come to these conditions. We have to check if mid. So first let's find the mid. Mid will be start plus end by 2, which is 3 plus 4 by 2, which is 7 by 2, which is equal to 3. So our mid will point at the same position as start. So we have to check if mid is pivot element or not. So how we will check that? We will see if its adjacent element on the right side is less than this element. Yes, this is less than. So we have to return mid here. We have found a pivot element. Okay. So our third index will be our pivot element. It will return 3 from here, and after that, coming back to the recursive call, from here it will return 3. Okay. So we have found our pivot element here, which is at index 3. Okay. So now, as we have found our pivot element, what we have to do? We have to check if this array is sorted and rotated. So how we will do that? So for array to be sorted and rotated, we have seen the conditions that from the pivot element, the element should be increasing on the right side, and on the left side they should be decreasing. So we can see in this array we have 5, then on the left side we have 4, 3, 2, the array is decreasing, and on the right side we have 1. So array is increasing. So we don't have to consider the pivot element on the right side or either on the left side. We have to just see on the right part and the left part of the pivot element that if it is increasing or decreasing. So we have one here, only one element. It will be considered as the increasing part, and on the left side we have 432 which is decreasing. So this array is sorted and rotated. Okay. So what will be the time complexity for this approach? To find the pivot, it will be big O of log n because we are using binary search, and to find that this is sorted and rotated, that means if we have to find the conditions for left and right part, we have to traverse the whole array. So that will be big O of n. So total time complexity will be big O of log n plus big O of n, which will be equal to big O of n. Okay. Now let's see the space complexity as well.